Hello, disc golfers. This is Matt Dollar. I'm here with part 2 of the final round of the Open at Tallahassee 2018. We're at Jack McLean Park. Big thanks to the TD Mario and his co-TD Eric. Also to Alan for filming and Clay and Michelle Jones at Fox Hills Disc Golf Productions. So the 2018 Open at Tallahassee is presented by Dynamic Discs. And we are here on hole number 9. So this is the second part of 3 parts to this round. Matteo is teeing first. He goes hyzer there on this kind of short par 4. Cam follows in with pretty much the exact same shot. And Charlie's going to join them right there. They all throw a very nice line. I'm going to go with the Axiom Wrath here. I'm sponsored by MVP Disc Sports. Maddie and Cam are both sponsored by Prodigy Disc, and Charlie is sponsored by Legacy. So I've got a straightish up shot that needs to fade at the end. I'm going to throw a Electron Indy in the medium plastic. Not so much playing the fade part, just trying to get it as straight as possible so I can have myself a look at the birdie. Cam has a little bit of a weird stance. He's going to be throwing it kind of backwards, but he smooths it out up there, and that should be probably about 25 feet from the basket. Matteo with the hyzer, believe that's his M4, and he snuggles it up right by the pole. Great shot by Matty. And Charlie will follow suit and chip his right up there. So I'll have the longest look. I'm just outside the circle. Putting over the stump. Envy in the basket. Put it with a medium envy on that one. I feel like it has just a little bit more glide.
Great hit.
Cam makes his putt. Both these guys will tap in. We're going to have a star frame here to start us out. And we'll move on. After hole 9, Cam still got the 3-stroke lead, and he's 5 under for the round. Matteo will have the tee box. This one says 500 feet, so it plays a little longer than that. Plays like a 2-shot hole for sure. It's like a 90-degree turn once you get up to the top. I believe Matteo said he was sidearming a D2 here. Pretty good shot. Might be a little short of the gap, or it might have turned in the perfect spot. Tough to tell from here. A little surprised Cam wasn't going with the sidearm, but you do want to go more straight than right, so you don't have to go really big off the tee. You just need to get it probably about maybe 300 feet straight ahead. That looked like a really, really nice shot. His only issue is he could maybe be a little further than he wants to be. Charlie's got a driver out. Looks like he's going to try to get pretty far up there. Turns it over a little early. That's going to be a rough kick. We'll have to see what that looks like over there. It's a pretty thick jungle. I'm going to go with the fireball. My thumber disc of choice once again. Last thumber I threw, I had just a little bit, or actually not enough pan, so that one I put a little too much on it, just working that thumber out a little bit at a time. So Charlie found some exercise equipment hidden in the forest over here. Looks like some pull-up rings. Charlie throws a really nice recovery shot there. That's actually going to be right in the middle of the gap. Should give him a chance to save him the 5. I should not be throwing a backhand here. Smart decision would be sidearm or thumber and play it for 4. Only thing you don't want to do is hit that tree I hit right there or turn in front of that tree right there, because there's no way to the basket at that point. So we'll just have to see what I can work from there. Matteo, on the other hand, had put himself in great position and throws a wonderful looking shot. Let's see here, Cam has got a pretty tough shot. He's going to have to go around. I mean, just to get to the pin, he probably had to go through that gap. I'm thinking that tree that's in the middle of the fairway right here, I think Cam was trying to go to the left of that. in order to get the angle to give my birdie chance. Charlie has thrown a wonderful looking shot here, and that's going to get him right up against the pole. He'll get a 5, which is not bad after the first 2 shots. I punched out of there with a thumber. Not sure what disc I used. Maybe an Insanity. I like to use less stable discs when I throw thumbers in the woods, or at least out of tight gaps. I'm going to have a really, really long look at the par save here. It's kind of a tough par 4. If you don't have a good drive, then it's easy to mess up and not get up and down. Matty O's got the long look at the rare birdie on this hole. There he is, driving the bus, working that Anheuser move. Comes out dead flat, rings in the side. Great putt from Matty O. He just grinds it out. Graphic says 47 feet. Looks like it could be about that far. Comes out just a hair right, but runs out of steam at the perfect time and goes in. Very little change. Great shot from Matty O. I'm going to tap out for the bogey there. A little upset because my drive wasn't that bad. Yep, Charlie and I got the same score there. So I am even par for the round. Charlie's 2 under there. Matty O's still going to have the tee pad. We're moving on to hole 11. It says 285. I'm thinking this one's like 320 maybe. It definitely. Oh wait, no, this one has a new pin, so maybe they haven't accounted for that. Probably about 300 feet maybe. Beautiful looking shot from Matty O. I believe that green disc was, it could have been a PA4 or an M4. Now that I think about it, a couple holes back, I bet that was a PA4 he threw on that upshot on the first hole of this round. Charlie looks like he's going with that Ghost. It's nice and beat up. Early release, a little kick to the right. It's going to leave him just having to save par there. Probably won't have a look at the birdie. I'm going to go with the Alias again. So I was throwing the Atom all the time. It's one of my favorite throwing putters ever. But something about the way I was gripping it was giving me a really bad blister. And so I dealt with that for about a month. And then I just took the Atom out of the bag because of the blister. Just because I couldn't like change my throw for it. So I was throwing good, but it just blistered me up real bad. So I pulled it out of the bag and the blisters finally healed up. So the Matrix is the mid-range that I like the most so far from the MVP Axiom lineup. But because of the blister, I couldn't really throw the Matrix because it rips on top of it. So now that it's healed up, it feels good to throw the Matrix again. But the Alias was my mid-range of choice because it just didn't put the pressure on that same point on my finger. I actually picked that Alias up used at Play It Again Sports a few days before the event. So everybody else is going to tap in there. Matty O. Cam Colglazier with the 1-stroke lead, but Matty O still has the tee pad. Hole number 12, 350 feet. This one is a very tough birdie. You got to throw something that goes ultra straight and then turns right. But it can't be a sidearm. But I mean, it can be a sidearm. But the thing is, with the sidearm, you're going to finish right every time. So it's really suited for a backhand that just flips up really late. I'm going to try to go with a Wrath sidearm here and just straighten it out and hopefully give myself a long look at the birdie. Early release it just a little bit, but looks like I got the nice kick right in the middle of the fairway. Do appreciate that kick. Thank you, Tree. Cam's going to go with the mid-range here. Doesn't quite get over on it. Looks like it's going to push him out to the fairway, though. Charlie goes patent pending. Tosses his putter right up there to the basket. He was pretty pumped about that shot. I'm gonna try to just jump putt one down there to give myself a try to give myself an easy par. Kind of came out a little early on me. Gonna give me a little bit of chicken, I guess. Whenever I'm in jump putt range, I prefer to jump putt over throwing an upshot. Just seems to be more accurate. I guess Cam did get a little further down there than I thought. He was actually putting for the birdie. Matteo makes a nice putt to save his par. And Cam will try and do the same. No birdies to be had here on hole number 12. So we'll move on to hole number 13. No change on the scorecard there. Matteo will still have the tee pad and Cam will still have the lead. Alright, so par 4, 355 feet. This is a weird little hole. It's almost impossible to not throw it too far off the tee shot. You gotta throw like, I don't know, starts turning less than 100 feet away. You really only want to throw like a 130-foot shot off the tee, maybe 150. Really tough to dial it down that much. I'm going to try to throw an NV, and that's just going to be too deep. That's not going to be good. And if it penetrates into that wall, spoiler alert, it does. It's going to be really rough. So the hole does a sharp dogleg left, and then about 100 feet later it does a sharp dogleg right. It's a weird little twisting hole.
There you go.
Matty makes a great out after not having a good tee shot. I threw my shot there and it didn't go very far. You could probably hear it hit the tree. I believe it was a thumber with the fireball. It was a really nasty line in there. Not too much to work with. So Charlie throws a really good upshot. Should give him a putt at the birdie. And Cam also throws a good looking upshot. You can't really see the basket yet. Oh, you can now. And now you can see me too. I'm there in the woods. I'm going to throw a sidearm out of the woods here, I believe, with the fireball. Just trying to minimize the damage at this point.
Drum it in.
So Matteo makes a pretty decent bid for the birdie. He'll settle for par. I think Cam had a birdie there. And I believe Charlie as well. I'm going to take my my par 4 there after throwing the errant tee shot and hitting a tree early. I'm going to call that one a victory, walking out with par. So Cam picks up the only birdie on the car. Oh no, Cam and Charlie pick up birdies, and Charlie will have the tee now. Hole number 14, 330 feet, plays a little longer, called the question mark hole. Charlie's throwing one about the best shots you'll ever see on this hole. Went right to the corner and then skips left. It's if you get all the way down this line, it's hard to get back to the left. So Cam with a glorious kick there should make for a pretty easy 3. So the thing about this hole, once you get over there to the green, which is, you know, at the left edge of the screen there, it will kind of have a big downslope right behind the basket. So even if you have a really good drive, you're going to have a long putt and pretty much a death putt because everything that misses will roll away. I'm going to go alias again. Early released it a little bit again, but there is, like a lot of spots in this course, there's some holes to poke through if you got the right shots. Looks like I'm going to go with that Electron Soft Envy again. For a little forehand, you can kind of see the number plate all the way down through that gap. Well, maybe you can't yet, but you will at some point here. Yeah, there it is. Should give me some kind of look at maybe trying to save the par. These guys are just going to lay those up, but I believe Charlie might have a long look. Indeed he does. He looks like he's probably outside of 45 feet. Maybe right around 45.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful putt from Charlie. Scary putt too. I'm slightly obstructed here. Going to go with a straddle stance.
Nice.
Kind of a push spin putt. Envy catches right side corner pocket. Just super relieved to get the par out of there.
Straight up and down, Dollar.
Thanks, man.
So 3 pars and 1 birdie. That's pretty good for a group on that hole. I don't think many groups did better than that. We're going to move on here to hole 15. Calling this one a par 3, coming in at 435 feet. I thought this hole was a par 4, but the scorecard and I believe the tee sign too both say par 3, so it kind of plays like a 2-shot hole. Charlie threw what I thought was a perfect tee shot, because you got to get around that corner and then you start going left very quickly. So Charlie should be as good as you see.
Way too good. 6 shot right there, bud. Who was it?
You hear Cam say he thought his shot was a little too long there. He saw it hit those bushes. So once again, it looked like a really good shot, but it's actually a little too long. You got to skip left before that. I'm really surprised that this hole says it's 435. It seems like it's way longer. Maybe 535. Oh, Matty with the death kick. Oh, he's not happy, because he threw a pretty good shot, but that's the only tree in the fairway. But it is the wide side of the fairway. You do want to go in front of that. I'm going to go with that wrap again. Oh, just catches the left edge of that tree, but gets a glorious kick in the right direction.
Can't really crunch down the bushes like that to get into your lie. You gotta get in there.
I'm not.
So when you step out, you see it jump up.
Dude, I can do that. I mean, can I not?
I don't know. The bush went down like 6 inches the first time you were in there. That was less that second time. You gotta get in there with the least amount of resistance. I don't know.
I mean, I am.
You just
dude.
can't like
I'm
mash
not
on top of the
I'm not a
bushes to
cheater,
get into your
dude.
lie. I'm just telling you. I'm just calling an observation of what I saw you doing.
Is that legal? I feel like it very much is.
Yeah, that's good.
Didn't really want to talk over that rules discussion there. You know, I think it's important for things to be transparent in the sport, so you make your own decision about what you think was going on there, and you know, we moved on once this was over, so no big deal. Matty's gonna throw his upshot here right into the middle. Once again, this hole, they're calling it a par 3, but it plays much more like a par 4, so these guys don't have a big problem with just pitching out to this gap since they weren't in good position.
You better.
I'm going to go Envy on my upshot.
Do it.
Almost goes in the basket, just a little higher, but at least rang some chains. Hits the front of the cage there. So Mattio's going to try to get up and down for his 4. Which is not too bad of a score here, so if he can just get up and down. Won't have lost too much. Oh no, catches a rogue branch out there.
God.
Charlie's going to throw a pretty uncharacteristic upshot right there. He's got a much tougher lie to get up and down from now. Try and save his 4. Pitches right out though and hits the pole. Minimal damage from a bad shot.
One time.
Oh, Cam almost saves the par. That was a great looking putt. It was a long putt. Here's Matty from probably about circle's edge, obstructed by the tree, in his straddle putt, drives the bus, it's in there. Classic Matty-O right there. Alright, we're going to tap them in here. Cam and Maddie will both give one back, but Charlie will join them, and so the only one getting the stroke on everyone is me, but that's okay. They had plenty of those to give. Still at 17 under par, and we've got Cam leading Mattio by 2 strokes. We come to hole 16, a par 4 with a hard right turn. I go fireball thumber, catch a little late tree, rolling in a good direction though.
That's funny.
You can see the smile on my face. I know I got a little lucky on that one. Rolls right down into the middle. Should give me a chance to have a probably a 250-foot upshot to try and get a birdie. Charlie's lining up for a backhand here. Looks like he's got that ghost in his hand again. It's a really beat up mid-range. And he has thrown a really nice looking shot. That is a hard backhand with that big tree sticking on the edge of the left side of the fairway. You hit the left side of that thing, it's death. You hit the right side of that thing, it's death. Cam goes forehand, catches a high branch. I think most of my problems on this course tended to be with branches. Like I would hit my lines, would be too high, and you can't be too high. Lots of stuff sticking in the gaps in these deep Florida woods. Matty throws a really nice looking sidearm there. Should put him in pretty good position to go for a birdie. Cam lining up a forehand roller from the junk. Hard to see what he's going through. There's another wall of trees there, but he must have seen a line. It ends up not going too far. Probably only advances about 50 to 70 feet, and he'll have a tough time getting up and down for par, I do believe. I'm going to go with that alias once again. Make sure I put enough ante on it. And should squirrel out there right in the middle. Give me a long putt for the birdie. Looks like Cam's lining up another forehand roller. This guy's throwing, I guess his third one already this round.
Nice out, dude.
Hard to see that one finish, but I believe he's around circle's edge. Very nice scramble out of there from Cam. Charlie ended up being just in the edge of the woods. Turns it over a bit too much. Might have a long look though. And Matty with the primo drive, just right in the middle with that sidearm. He's going to be able to throw a nice, easy approach shot, and he throws it perfectly. Should be nestled up for the birdie. So he's going to get at least one on Cam here, maybe even two. Charlie buries one from outside in the bush, corner pocket. Great putt from Charlie. Great three. Good birdie. Alright, Cam needs this one to avoid, I believe, giving up the lead. Him and Matty might be tied for the lead if he misses this one. And he's going to go front cage. We got a battle going. Alright, I got a long look just outside the circle. Going with the envy, it looks like. Putting for the birdie. Definitely need a birdie at this point. And gonna squirrel it in the right side. So we have a tie atop the leaderboard, 25 under each, and Charlie is only 1 stroke back. I am 7 back still, and that will conclude the end of this round, or the end of this video. Make sure you come back in for part 3 of the final round, the Open at Tallahassee. Big shout out to everyone who had anything to do with making this video or this event happen, and thanks to my sponsor, MVP Disc Sports. And thank you guys for watching.